Hi there, Lawrence Allen, founder and director of Think Marketing here with a second video relating to this week's strategy release for MiVT or Marketing in Volatile Times. And of course, this week we're focusing on strategy number 8, which is all about not throwing out the baby with the bathwater when looking at your marketing in a volatile times. The baby being your marketing and the bathwater being the volatile times. What we mean here is there's always things that we can do with our current or existing marketing to actually get into market really quickly once we're coming up with trying to solve some of those weightier volatile or issues that come up with volatility. And that's really important. And I gave an example of how McDonald's did that, and have a look at our original video if you want more information on that. Today, though, rather than a case study, what I wanted to do was focus on the importance of speed to market. So in our initial video, we talked about a few different areas of getting into market quickly and why it's important. And it really is, especially in a volatile time, incredibly important because, by the very nature of volatility, things are changing often. And what we want to do is be in market and be with our customers almost as if we're holding their hand during these moments of volatility. If we get stuck into this idea that things need to be perfect, we're going to really struggle with getting into market quickly. It doesn't need to be perfect what we produce, and I'm going to come on to that in a moment, but really the idea of speed to market is quite common, and in normal circumstances we sort of see it as a way of beating competitors, but in volatile times it's all about beating disruption and being with our customers. You're going to change your marketing and your messaging often during a volatile time, so the best thing to do is to get in there quickly and change it on the fly. Now, one of the ways that you can do that is through A/B testing. And again, I mentioned these in the original video, but not in any depth. So A/B testing or split testing is all like a test and learn mechanism. So part of the speed to market is that it's got a lot of plus points, but it means that we can't always get through the diligence that we need to. So what we do instead is we actually test in the market live. And A/B testing means that we can create two different versions of the same piece of content, and then we just change key variable. So what we do here, you can see that we're pushing our traffic and splitting the traffic 50-50 into a version A and a version B piece of content. One is the control piece and one is the challenger. So what we want is we want to build our control piece based on our best assumption, and then the challenger is anything that would challenge that control piece. So it could be different headlines, it might be a different image that we're using, whatever it might be. And then what we can do is once the challenger takes over the control, then that becomes a control piece, and we keep bringing in a version B till we get the maximum results. So there's 15 things that you want to look at for A/B testing. One, you want to pick one variable to test. You don't want to go out and look at lots of different versions in one thing, otherwise you're not going to know what's working. So just test it one at a time. Identify your goal. So what are you trying to do out of the A/B testing? And you want to create the control and the challenger at the same time. You want to split your sample groups equally. So based on your traffic coming in, you want number one piece of traffic to go version B, and number two version A, and then so on and so forth. So you're getting an equal sample group. If applicable, you can determine the sample size. Like you might want to just do this on an ongoing basis, but in MiVT, that's probably how you would do it. However, you also might want to just do this with 100 or 200 respondents. Decide how significant your results need to be, i.e. do you need it, what sort of percentage level do you need it to be challenged, i.e. the control piece to be challenged before you actually switch over. You also want to make sure you're only running one test at a time. Don't have lots of different things in market because that can confuse your market. Also use an A/B testing tool. Analysis of this can be quite time consuming. So if you're just testing one thing, you want to see it live and see what's actually happening. You obviously want to test both variations simultaneously. You want to give the A/B test long enough to produce useful data. You want to ask for feedback from real users, not just people passing comment. Obviously, focus on your goal metric. Measure the significance using a testing calculator, and that will all be part of your A/B testing tool. Take action based on your results. Don't just have this as an ongoing piece. You obviously want to, once you have a control piece in for a period of time, you want to use that messaging in other places too. And of course, then plan your next A/B test. So forever be looking to how you change and improve on it. Now, part of that part of that is also about creating a minimum value product, or in this case, a minimum value marketing piece, or MVP. It's another key area of speed to market, and Dropbox did this, famously when they first launched their sharing service. So rather than come up with a really fancy interface, etc., they figured out what would the customer, basically use, and it was a lot like Internet Explorer, or sorry, I should say Explorer on Microsoft. So you just had files and you could drag and drop and all the rest of it. It was just online. There was very little bells and whistles, but it gave them first mover advantage and meant that they could go quite quickly after new client segments, and they could just iterate based on what clients were wanting. And you were forever seeing Dropbox, changing features and interface, etc. And I think that's really important from a marketing content perspective. Don't try and get it perfect. Just get into market, split test it, and then iterate it as you go. So create that idea of an MVP. If you want to find out more about Think or any of the MiVT strategies, do go to our website. You can have a look at the resources. You can also go to our social media, either on LinkedIn, Facebook, or YouTube. All links to that are on our website. Have a look at our blog as well. Anything about MiVT is being posted up there. Or alternatively, what's going on there? Sorry. Alternatively, you can download our MiVT guide, which has all of the all the 10 strategies that we're talking about during the MiVT series in one place, which is really, really useful. If you want to get in contact, of course, contact us via phone or email, or you can get us on social, and LinkedIn and Facebook are the best ones for us. Again, I hope you found this video useful, but of course, I hope you've also enjoyed it. If you have, give it a thumbs up or provide a comment. I'd love to hear what you thought about it. And of course, if you want to get in touch and give me some direct feedback, please feel free to do that. Thanks very much for watching, and don't forget to have a bit of fun with your marketing today.